Hi guys, welcome to a new video on Entrepreneur Campfire. It's me, Louis, and this week we're again continuing our series on how to set up your own e-commerce store on Shopify. So far we've covered how to set up your own free trial on Shopify, how to set up a products and collection page on Shopify, as well as how to choose a theme and customize it for your business. In today's video, we're going to look at how you can add a payment gateway to your Shopify store. Adding a payment gateway to your online store will enable you to accept payments from your customers securely. This way, you don't have to wait for your customers to bank in the payment through your bank account, check the bank account for the payment, and then ship out the order. When you integrate a payment gateway to your store, all this can be done automatically. So when your customer has successfully made a payment on your store, that order will become a confirmed order, ready for you to take action on. The beautiful thing about adding a payment gateway inside Shopify is that it's very likely that your preferred payment gateway is already integrated. So all you need to do is key in all the details that your payment gateway provider gives you, and you have your payment gateway set up. Setting up a payment gateway inside Shopify is usually a pretty straightforward process. All you need to do is follow the instructions that your payment gateway provider gives you, and you usually can set up your payment gateway in less than an hour. Now let's take a look at all the payment gateways that are integrated within Shopify. You can find the full list of available payment gateways by going to the payment gateways page on Shopify for Malaysia. You can find it at shopify.my/paymentgateways/Malaysia. Just scroll down the page, and here you'll find a full list of all the payment gateways that Shopify integrates with that are available for Malaysian sellers. As you can see, you have a lot of options to choose from, going from international payment gateways like 2Checkout, Braintree, Stripe, PayPal, to local payment gateways like BillPlease, GrabPay, iPay88, MoPay, and so on. Now the question is, which payment gateway should you add to your store? Now choosing a payment gateway will depend on a few factors. The first thing you want to consider is your business model. If you're selling big ticket items that cost maybe a few hundred ringgit, it might make sense for you to offer your customers split payments. For example, if you're selling gadgets, iPads, MacBooks, laptops, luxury bags, this payment might make sense to you. On the other hand, if you have a pretty straightforward retail store where your items are priced reasonably, that your customers are most likely to be able to afford these items out of pocket, you don't need to offer split payments. It won't make sense for your store. The next thing you want to consider is the payment methods that you want to offer your customers. Do you want to offer them only credit card or debit card payments? Or do you want to also add on FPX or bank transfer option? And what about e-wallets? Do you want to also accept e-wallets? Or do you also want to accept cryptocurrency? It's crucial for you to consider the payment methods that you want to offer your clients, because not all payment gateways can offer all types of payments that you want. For example, you might be able to accept payments through PayPal or credit cards or debit cards, as well as cryptocurrencies using PayPal, but you won't be able to accept payments via FPX or e-wallets if you have PayPal as your only payment gateway. The next thing you want to consider is who you're selling to. If you're selling primarily to Malaysians, make sure to enable FPX, as bank transfer is still one of the most popular and preferred payment method in Malaysia. On the other hand, if you're selling to an international audience, primarily customers from the US, you'll need to enable a payment gateway that they recognize, such as PayPal. By making sure that the payment gateway that your potential customers prefer are on your e-commerce store, you won't be losing sales unnecessarily. The last thing you want to consider when choosing a payment gateway is their setup, annual, as well as their transaction fees. So what do these all mean? The setup fee is usually a one-time fee which you pay to the payment gateway for them to get your account started. A lot of local payment gateways like iPay88 and MoPay or Razorpay will require a setup fee. An annual fee is a fee you pay to these payment gateways every year to keep your account active. Finally, the transaction fee is a fee that payment gateway will charge on top of every sale that you make. Most of the time, I find that payment gateways that don't collect a setup fee or an annual fee usually have pretty high transaction fees when compared to those that do. So, what's a business owner to do? Which one should you choose? In my experience, that depends on a few things. The main thing you want to consider is the cost per item. So if you are selling products that cost a few thousand ringgit, it would make sense for you to invest more upfront to get a lower fee down the line. On the other hand, if your products are priced low, but you expect high volume in your sales, then it would still make sense for you to invest more upfront and reap the benefits of a lower transaction fee in the long term. On the other hand, if you're just starting out your store and you actually don't have the budget to set aside a few thousand ringgit or a few hundred ringgit just to set up a payment gateway to get your store started, then it would make more sense for you to just go with the payment gateway that offers a lot of the functionalities that you need while not requiring you to fork out a large sum upfront. Alright, with that, we sum up the 4 things that I would recommend you to consider when choosing a payment gateway for your store. I hope you found the factors useful, and if you have any questions on them, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Alright, so now let's move into the final part of this tutorial, the actual setting up of the payment gateway inside your Shopify store. To do that, first log into your Shopify store and click on Settings on the left-hand side sidebar. You'll see an item called Payments. Click on that. Okay, so when you arrive on this page, you'll find that you have PayPal as the first payment gateway, and then followed by third-party payment providers as well as alternative payment methods. Okay, so what do all these options mean? And which ones should you use to set up your payment gateway? So let's take a look at PayPal, the first one on this page. So for PayPal, it just means that you can activate the PayPal payment option on your store. If you want to do that, you can just click on Activate PayPal Express Checkout and it'll bring you through a process to do that. Since we're setting this store up for Malaysian customers, it's very unlikely for us to offer PayPal as a payment option since it's not very popular here. Instead, we want to look at the next couple of options. Okay, so third-party providers, alternative payment methods, as well as manual payment methods. Okay, so what's the difference between these 3? So third-party providers are usually those more standard payment options or payment gateways like iPay88, MoPay, whereas alternative payments covers things like split payments like Hula, Atomy, or e-wallets like GrabPay. Okay. Finally, manual payment methods just means providing your customers with your payment account information for them to bank in their payment to. Okay, you may set up one of these, 2 of these, or all 3. It really depends on you. Okay, for example, if you want to set up iPay88 or MoPay, Stripe, all right, you click on you go under third-party providers and click Choose Third-Party Provider. Okay, here you can see all the standard payment gateways. So if, for example, I want to set up iPay88, I just have to click on iPay88. Okay, so here you can see that the information that you need to provide are merchant code and merchant key. So once you've registered an account with iPay88, they will provide you with this information. You key that in and then scroll down and just click on Activate iPay88 account. Okay, so there are other procedures that you might need to follow, for example, testing the payment gateway, etc. It all depends on the payment gateway that you enable on your store. Okay, so if you want to set up another payment gateway on top of iPay88, you can also do that. Okay, you can set multiple payment gateways for your customers to choose from on Shopify. Okay, go back. Okay, for example, on top of iPay88, maybe I want to offer Stripe. Okay, so click on Stripe. Okay, here it's a little bit different. Instead of asking for merchant key, merchant a code, we see that, with Stripe, you log in. Okay, so you need to have created an account on Stripe and then log in here. Okay, then you follow through the steps to enable Stripe on your Shopify store. Okay, so for example, you set up your IP88 payment gateway, Stripe, and then you still want to add another an alternative payment method. Just go back. Okay, and go and look under alternative payment methods and click on choose alternative payment. All right, here you can see if you want to offer the split payment option that we've mentioned before by Atomy, you can click here. Okay, so again, you need to have registered with them, so they will provide you with this information where you key in and activate this split payment option. Okay, same thing for Bill Please. GrabPay, e-wallet, same thing. You have to enable that under alternative payment options methods. Okay, Hula as well. Hula is the same thing as Atomy. They are buy now pay later solutions. Okay, so it depends on the payment types. Okay, if you don't find the payment type that you're looking for, the payment gateway that you're looking for under the third-party providers, do check under alternative payment providers as well, in case they're there instead. Okay, so finally, let's take a look at the manual payment methods. Okay, click on manual payment methods. So here you have a few options for manual payment method. So you can create a custom payment method. You can do a bank deposit, money order, or cash on delivery. All right, so for example, you wanna just provide your payment details to your customers, and they will make the payment to you. You can click here. Okay, all you have to do is give a name for this payment method. For example, bank transfer. Okay, additional details, you want to let your customers know what this is about. Okay, so manual bank transfer option, for example. Okay, so once they've made the payment, these are the payment instructions. So maybe you can put in your bank account details. Okay, the steps, maybe it depends on you. Okay, what's the workflow that works best for you? All right, for example, you want to say step 1, make payments to this bank account. Okay, so you key in the details here. Okay, then step 2, okay, send your payments receipt to sales@company.com. Right? So please wait 24 hours for confirmation. Something like that. Okay, so it depends on you. Okay, so if you've set this up, just click on activate, and then it will be activated. Right? Okay. Okay, so the final part of your payment gateway setup is the payment capture option. Okay, so in this section, you have the opportunity to choose between automatically capturing payments for orders or manually doing it. Okay, so if you choose to automatically do it, then it will be done automatically. Okay, so it means that you won't be able to check anything. It will just be processed, and the order is confirmed. Okay, but for manual capture, you have to check and authorize the payment method first. Okay, so there's no right or wrong here. It really depends on how you want to manage your store. Most of the time, the automatic payment works fine. But in case you have a store where the chances of fraud is pretty high, or you're selling very high ticket items and you don't want any fraudulent payments coming through, you might want to do a manual payment capture instead. Okay, so you can read more about this by clicking on this link. All right, so there's a lot of information that you can read about this. Okay, so it really depends on how you want to manage your orders. But yeah, just choose one and then make sure to save. Okay, so in case you change it, then you have to save it. All right. And with that, we are done with part 4 of this tutorial. Okay, I hope you found this tutorial useful. If you have any questions at all about this tutorial or any of the previous tutorials, feel free to leave a comment below, and I'll see you again next week. Bye bye.